What does ideology help us? It helps us to polish up our ideas, to understand why we perform our job. One leader said that those who know their job, they do the job. But those ones who know why they do the job, they do the job better and they lead others. Thomas Sankara, one of our great leaders, once president of West Africa, he said, in Burkina Faso, he said, a soldier, you can substitute the soldier with a police officer, because now we have police officers here. A police officer without ideological or political training is a potential criminal. If you get the skills that they have given you, very good. You are very good. You know what to do. You can inherit the village. You can clear the houses. You can fire the bombs. You can clear. But once you don't know who is the enemy that you should go clear, that's very, very dangerous. You will be like a doctor who leaves the theater and goes to inject people in the bus park with the chloroform, sedate them for an operation, unless they are in the wrong place. You must know who is the enemy. In Uganda, we describe enemy in relation to our fundamental problem of development. Our fundamental problem is backwardness and development. And we want to change Uganda into a first world country. That's Vision 2040 as enshrined by the current government. And to achieve that one, the government gave a minimum of 4 principles, which I urge you graduates as you live here and even our comrades who are here to understand them and know why. The 4 principles of our ideology, which constitute our ideology, are patriotism, Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation, and democracy. Of recent, the president has said we can shuffle them so that they become ideologically clear and rational. We reason them out. Why? We begin with number 1, socio-economic transformation. That we want to have Uganda modern, where everybody enjoys themselves. Today I was working with some officers of SFC. They said, when you go to Egypt, it is ahead of us. When you go to the Egyptian Special Forces School, it is ahead of us. Why? Because their economic base is very big, that they can build those houses where they can be. But in Uganda, we are still using makeshift houses because our economy hasn't. So we want to develop our economy so that we can also be in the state of the art equipment, houses and equipment. We should be able to be in those, to have the planes. We should be able to have the convoy of SFC where you are rehearsing to guard the principal in the convoy. Even a chopper, you should be able to have it here. But we cannot have that one once the economy cannot breathe. So to have that one, we need socio-economic transformation. Deliberate effort by all people in this country, including the new graduates, including us, all of us, to ensure that we contribute to development through production. You must produce something which you sell. The moment you have something you want to sell to the market, you know that you need your neighbor. Because you cannot buy what you have produced. If you are producing milk, you need to sell them. If you are producing beef, you need to sell it. If you have rapena, you have to sell it. Everything you produce, now you need the market. Therefore, everybody becomes your market who is the next one. And therefore, the second principle of Pan-Africanism, rather of patriotism, comes without reasoning. Because patriotism means unity of purpose. No sectarianism. Uniting with people through interest, not identity. So it doesn't matter if you are in the market, you don't need a tall person or a short person, so long as they are buying your property. Therefore, even if somebody is your neighbor or is your brother and you want to sell a bull, the bull he gives you 1 million. Even somebody who is coming from 5 gives you 1.5, you sell it 1.5 naturally because that is the market. Therefore, you understand politics of interest rather than identity. Once you have that one, then you are patriotic because you did your neighbor. Therefore, everybody who is next to you will be your market. You love them. Therefore, principle number 2, which is patriotism. Are we together? Number 1, socio-economic transformation. Because we have to transform, we must produce. And because we have to produce, we must sell. If we sell, we need a market. And the market brings us patriotism. Love for your neighbor. Love for your country. Love for the heritage. Now, how do you go to Pan-Africanism? When you produce now as a country, I produce, the other one produces, everybody produces. We have a lot that you cannot even consume amongst ourselves. Therefore, we need even others outside the markets to help us to buy the things. We need Burundi, we need Kenya, we need Rwanda, we need Congo. Therefore, we need Pan-Africanism because we are produced, and therefore we want to socio-economically transform our country. So that's why you cannot ask a question, why are we constructing roads into Congo if you have internalized our ideology? Finally, if you get Rwanda, Burundi, and they buy our things, we need everybody to choose their own leader to manage their affairs without fear or intimidation. And that's why you come in, democracy. Democracy is where people have the right to choose their own leaders to lead them without intimidation. Today in Uganda, there is a growing tendency of negative political activism, if I can call it, where people think that it is only their idea, and the idea which has been there has always been not good. For that one, that means it kills the right of Ugandans to vote, disenfranchising them. And you are here to defend that democracy, where people feel free in their country so that they can choose the leader of their choice without fear or intimidation. That's why we come up with the 4 principles or components of our minimum ideology: socio-economic transformation, patriotism, Pan-Africanism, and democracy. Once you know that one, you'll be just a very good soldier, you'll be a good police officer who knows that even when you are going into the crowd, you are going there to identify the enemy, because we know our enemy. Anybody who sabotages our efforts into transformation to develop Uganda qualifies to be an enemy, because we define our enemy in terms of the question. Which question do we have? Is that we are still backward and undeveloped. Therefore, you'll be knowing why you should be going there to control the crowd. You're not asking, why are they deploying me every day? So I urge you that you must know the politics of your country. We must know our history. We must know where you are going. You must know even how to get there. Once we know that one, we shall be the right citizens, and we shall do what is right.
Maybe I would begin by, first of all, congratulating you that today, as we gather to celebrate a momentous occasion, it is a culmination of hard work on your part, dedication, and unwavering commitment to excellence. We honor you, the graduates of Special Tactics or Special Unit Tactics course. For you now stand before us here not only as police presidential guard, men and women, but also as elite warriors who have embraced the rigorous training and challenges that define our special force. First and foremost, we appreciate the strategic guidance by the Commander-in-Chief, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda and the Fountain of Honor, who is the vision bearer, who gave the guidance initially to create what we have witnessing today. Also wish to thank the Chief of Defense Force and Special Presidential Advisor on Special Operations for their continuous guidance through the capacity building journey of our security forces. We also take this honor to thank the leadership of Uganda Police Force for selecting you, the graduates, mentoring you, and guiding you through the basic training. We thank also Uganda Police Force for their continued sustainment of Presidential Police Guard since its inception, so many years back. I'm sure we have no issues. We are happy. You have always been around, present whenever we need you, and we have worked on this force without any form of segregation, but knowing that they are performing a noble cause. In some instances, actually, they've sustained you far better than the other forces that they joined. Sindio, these ones don't know yet, but the commander of PPG can tell me here.
Asante sana.
If you go to some sectors, he's doing better, isn't it, in Ndogo Kanyesi? Because he has certain welfare requirements for a soldier that others may not have, but we really appreciate the leadership of police for that, and we pray that you continue with that spirit, because we really need it to keep these officers and men, or whoever they are in their different capacities, executing their noble cause or their noble duties on a routine basis. We also need to thank the instructors, both of Serakasenyi Training School, where you started from training about, I think 40 weeks ago, because these are second 10 months, so the first 7 months when Serakasanyi Training School, and then subsequently they came here to do this last 12 weeks of special unit tactics. We thank the commandant of Serakasanyi Training School for bringing up the trainees up to this level and enabling them be ready for this training, which is even more rigorous, more demanding on them. And of course, we also take this opportunity to thank you for Saponda Machel for the time you have put in to see this team come through the 12 weeks. We understand the disruptions, as already mentioned by the commandant and the director of training. It is inevitable. Sometimes we had to do it. But in the course of disrupting them, they were building better capacity, because we exposed these gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, to operations during NAM, Non-Aligned Movement Summit, and that it itself exposed them, but they proved their capability. They proved that they could do, and they came out of it, all of them safely, and we thank you for that. It was not deliberate, but considering our nature of work and Special Force Command, it tends to happen all the time. And I expect if tomorrow you see you being tasked on something else other than what you expect to be tasked for, just go willingly, because that is part of us. The Special Unit Tactics course is not merely an academic endeavor. It is a crucible that tests the limits of physical endurance, mental resilience, and tactical acumen. Over the past weeks, you have honed your skills in small unit operations, learning to think critically under pressure, to adapt swiftly to changing circumstances, and to work cohesively as a team. Skills required of any armed personnel preparing to undertake very important person protection tasks in the contemporary threat environment. Specifically, I'm focusing on these new graduates. All that you have gone through is preparing you for the environment we are heading into. And you should embrace it with that nature of the commitment and determination. It is not meant to merely break you, but it is meant to build you and prepare you to perform much better. Your discipline, your standard of integrity, your standard of ideological clarity is measured at the highest level. Tunaelewana? So we look up to that, and not only the PPG. Hii pia ni kumbukumbu kwetu sisi wote. I'm not only referring to PPG here. All of us. We have to keep renewing ourselves. That's why I requested the commandant of Oliver Tambo to come up, and I thank you for that. To come up and say something. Sometimes you may forget and you lag. You have to keep rejuvenating. You negate some habits, and you review yourself constantly. That is how you can become better and fit in the current scenario or contemporary society where we operate. So, I request that you go forth with courage and conviction. Serve your country with honor, protect those who cannot protect themselves, and always strive for excellence in all endeavors, as you shall be tasked after this graduation. I congratulate you for this significant achievement, and now declare the special small unit tactics course intake 4 of 2023-2024 closed. Asante sana.
The best overall, and is none other than number 78106 PCC Is it PPC, Bagonza? No.